Alright, a nice warm welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. In today's session, we are focusing also on a solid geometry with grade 10 question, and we are given the front view of a cylinder with section line RS. And those who have watched the previous video can now be familiar with a cylinder with a cutting plane. Okay, but now the thing that has changed is the position of the cylinder, which is the way it is standing at an angle of 30. Okay, we are given the point 2 as the start position, and then also we are given instructions that we must draw to scale 1:1, the given front view, a sectional top view, and a right view. Okay, so while we are on that, using our hashtag method, no, this is our front, this is our left view, and this is our right. Here we have our top view. Okay, and then while we are on that, you can see that plane is essential. Use point T as the start position on the diagram sheet. Show all construction lines. We can see that from one cylinder to another cylinder, base to base, is 40 millimeter apart. And then our cylinder, again, it is at diameter 50. Okay, then here's our section line RS from this corner. Okay, then at an angle of 30. So now going to plan our drawing, we know that here we need to have our right view somewhere here, and then this is going to be our front. Here we are going to have our top. It means our auxiliary view will be somewhere here. Okay, so here is our guiding line, and with this guiding line we are going to take our 30 set square. From point T we construct at an angle of 30. Okay, just like this, and then you know that opposite of angle 30 is our angle 60. So here we have our 30-degree line and 60-degree line. Okay, how can we see that? We can see that from our auxiliary view that this angle here on the side is 60. You can see. And then now we are going to measure 40 from this side base to this side base is 40. Okay, and then now our diameter is 50. It means here it will be 50, and then from here to the center line is 25. Okay, so here is our 50, and then here's our 25. Then at the same angle of 30 degrees we are constructing to our auxiliary view. Okay, remember our auxiliary view needs to be on this side, so here it will be my center line. Okay, now I can use my solid lines to finish my front view. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you guys, it is very important to know the type of lines that we are using. We have construction lines, we have solid lines, and we have hidden detail lines. Okay, so here it is T. So what we can do now is that parallel to this line segment of angle 60, we can create our XY line any distance away. Okay, and then now we can also create our center line with an angle of 60 also. Okay, here we have our center line, and then we take our compass, set it to radius 25. Here we have our 25, and then we are going to come on the center line. We construct our full circle. Okay, and you can see that my circle is touching these two outer lines here. Then now with the same radius I have 1 2 3 4 points, okay, touching my circumference of the circle. So standing on the first one, I'm scribing the first arc and the second arc. Standing on the second one, I'm scribing the first arc and the second arc. My compass is still at a measurement of 25. Okay, first, second, and then here I have my first and my second. Okay, they said now here on this line we have T. Okay, so I'm going to label T, then you label clockwise. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 12. Okay, it's fine. And then now we are going to construct back. Every time when we have a cylinder, we divide it into 12 equal parts, and then we construct back to our front view. Okay, here. Okay, so here is T and T. Let me just quickly erase these construction lines. And then here on this line we have 1, 11, 1 and 11. Here we have 2 and 10, 2 and 10, 3 and 9, 3 and 9. Here we have 4 and 8, 4 and 8, and then here we have 5 and 9, 5 and 9, and then here we have 6 and 6. Okay, and then our cutting plane RS is going to be here, but that cutting plane we are going to do it parallel to this guiding line that we did here. Okay, so it must be from this corner going that side, so it is going to be like this. So this is S and R. Okay, so now what are you going to do in order for us to get our top view and our right view? Because you know our right view is going to be on this side, we need to construct from each and every numbering that we have on this side and also on this side to our left, and then from each and every numbering on this side and on this side to our top view. Okay, so also create our, so this is our first XY line. So here it will be X and Y. So parallel to this guiding line also I can create my XY line beneath this one here. So this is going to be my Y1, and then this is going to be my X1. Okay, then perpendicular to this XY line I can create my another XY line here. So here I'm going to have my Y2, X2. Okay, and because I said I need to construct from each and every numbering that I have on this side. Okay, so starting at T, I'm constructing to my right view. Here I have my 11, 2 and 10. This is my T again. 3 and 9. I have my 1 and 11. I have my 2 and 10. Then this is my 3 and 9. Oh, I forgot my 4 and 8. Also my 5 and 9. Then I have my 4 and 8 also. And I have my 5 and 9. I forgot, oh, 6 is here on this cutting. And I have my 6 there. Okay. Then now, what do I have? I'm going to construct perpendicular to this XY line from each and every numbering. Okay. 2, 10, 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7. 6. Okay, so now whatever that I'm going to do on my right, I'm also going to do on my top view. Okay, so now I just want to say the circle on this side is going to be in my red, and the circle on this side is going to be in my blue mark. Okay, so you'll see the points that are blue here and also in here, it will be this circle, and the red points that I'm going to get, it will be this circle here. Okay, so now I'm going to say measure from our auxiliary, we skip our front view and we measure the required view. Always, that's the method that you always use in solid geometry. Okay, so because 9 is the furthest point away, I'm going to start from XY line to point 9. XY line to point 9. So I'm going to look for construction line 9, which is here, XY line. Here's my 9. XY line. Here's my 9. Okay. Also on my right view, here's my construction line. I have my point 9. Okay. And then also from this construction line, I have my point 9. Okay. So this point 9 is going to okay, so this one is going to be red, this one's going to be blue, then we have red and we have another blue. Okay, here it is on this line. Right, now I'm measuring from my XY line to point 8 and point 10, because point 8 and point 10 are the same distance away. If you have watched my previous video, you will understand why. And then this is 8 and 10. So I'm going to look for construction line 8, which is here. 8, then also 10. Then we have 8 and also 10. Okay, and also on this side I have 8 here. Here's my 8. And also I have my 8 here. Then my 10. Then where's my 10 again? Okay, I have my 8 and 10. So now I'm going to say this is my 10 with a red marker, so it is going to be on this side. Then a blue marker will be my 10 here. So this is 10. 10 should be in red. Okay, yes. And then here I have my 10, I have my 8. Here I have my 10 and I have my 8. Sorry. I'm sure you can see this is 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 8 from this side. Okay. Then this is 9. So I'm only short with this one and also this one. Now I'm going to measure from my XY line to point 7 and point 11. They are the same distance away, so I'm measuring 1 point. So when I have measurement of 7, I also have measurement of XY line to point 11. Okay, come and look for construction line 11 is here, and for 7 is here. Also on the side, you have 7, and then you have 11. All you have to do is check your numbering and then go to that construction line. Okay, you have 11, and then where is our 7? Our 7 is here on this one. Okay, and then on this one we have our 7 here, and then we have our 11 on the side here, and this one. Okay, so here this is just going to be a blue, a red, and a red. We have a blue here, and we also have a blue here, and we have a red here, and we have a red there. Okay, and now we are going to measure from XY line to point 6. XY line, point 6. And also we have XY line to point T. Okay, So we are going to look for construction line 6. Here it is. If you can see it, you are just going to draw it. But if you are struggling, please be patient with yourself and allow yourself to do mistakes, okay? Don't do it the same way I am doing if you don't understand, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't understand, just do it the top and finish it the top and then go to the right, okay? Because now what I'm doing is just to save time, nothing more. Okay. Then I have oh, I forgot this one. This is 6 and then this is T here. I also have to include for T and then T also for 6 here on this construction line. So this one is going to be my blue dot, okay? And then this one also to be my blue dot. And this one is going to be my red dot. Okay, so now we are going to measure from XY line to 0.5. Right, then construction line 5 is here. It's here, so this is 5, and then this is my 5 and 1. Okay, this is my line construction 1. Okay, 5 and 1. Okay, here's my 1, here's my 5 on this line. Okay, then here I have 5 on this line, and I also have 5 and 1. Okay, so you have a red, you have a red, also have a red and a red. Blue dot, blue dot, blue dot. You can see how this thing is. Okay, so now we are measuring from XY line to 0.4, XY line 0.4. Okay, construction line 4 is here. Now going on construction line 4 is going to be here. And then here it is going to be here. Then here it is going to be here. Okay, so same here. So on this 2 lines here on this side I have a blue one, and I have a blue one, I have a red one, and I have a red one. Okay, red, red, and we have blue and blue. And then now I'm going to measure my last point from XY line, which is from XY line to 0.3. So XY line 0.3, 3, 3. And then also here we have our 3, and also here we have our 3. So this is blue, this is red, and this is blue one, and the red one is here. Okay, now we have a complete full circle. If you can see it, you can draw it. Okay, so now I am going to say to you that red dots on the side are for this circle, okay, and the blue dots are for this circle on the side. Also the same in our top view. They said you must have a given front view. We are done. We need a sectional top view. But for us to get a sectional top view, we need to complete this whole cylinder, and then that's when we can cut our cylinder. Okay. So first, let us start with our how do you call a right view. Okay. So let's imagine that we are viewing our right coming from the side. Okay. And coming from this side, because this thing is a solid, you are going to be seeing this whole circle, which is a blue one. Okay, so with your pencil and using your solid lines, you can complete this circle in solid lines. Okay, so I'm just going to do with my markers so that you can see. You can use your pencils. This one is the only circle that is going to be in a solid line, and then from this point to this point here, which is 6. Oh, yeah, this is 9. From 9 to 9. From 9 to 3. 9 to 3. Here, just going to be in solid line. And then this here at the bottom is going to be in hidden detail lines. So how do you go about that? You go that this is solid. This is solid. Okay. And then now you know that this needs to join with this point. Okay, and then also this needs to join with this point. Okay, and then this one is going to be in hidden detail lines, just like this. Okay, then now we are done with our right view. We need to go to our top view. The same way that we did, we need to join all our points first, and then we can cut. Okay. While we are on that, you know that this is going. Okay, let me say, coming from the top, we are going to see which circle, the red one. Okay, so you know that the red one needs to be in solid line. The reason here I'm using a pencil is because I know that this is still going to be cut, and then while it's going to be cut, there are still going to be some changes. So when I use a marker, it is going to be different for me to erase. Okay, so now I am using my pencil to connect all the red points that I have, because I know they are going to be solid, so I can connect all of them. Then here I am only going to see only from point 3 again to point 9, which is the outer here. Okay, and then these ones are going to be in hidden detail lines. Okay, and now we can close our cylinder like this. Okay, so now you know this is going to be in solid. And also this one is going to be in solid, this whole full circle. Okay, and now what is it that we need to do is that we need to cut our top view. So let me use an orange marker, and then we are going to say, here's our 3. Okay, here's our 9. Okay, and then here we have our T, and then here we have our T. Okay, from 3 here we have our T, here we have our 4, 3, 4, 5, we have our 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, T, 1, 2. Okay, it's like that. So now we can see that our cutting plane is cut here at the base, which is at point 3 and point 9. Okay, not at point 3 and point 9. Here at the base, it is cutting between 3, 9 and 4, 8. So at an angle of 30, because it is cutting it at the base, we don't know where. So we are going to say we're taking back this cutting plane to our, okay, so it is cutting from here to here. Okay, between 3 and 4, and also between 9 and 8. You can see that. Okay, so let me use a yellow marker so that we can see how I found that. So here's the base. I'm constructing back to my auxiliary view, and I know this is where it is cutting on my base, and here I have my line 3 and line 9. So I now know that the distance that I'm going to get from point 3 to where my cutting plane is cutting on my base, I'm going to take it between 3 and 4. Okay, then also like here. between 9 and 8. It's like this. And you can see that if you can construct perpendicular to your XY line from that point. Okay, let me construct using this yellow marker again. You can see that we have weight cut here on our base and also here on our base. You can see. Then our cutting plane goes and goes and goes. It is cutting also on line 4 and 8. If you can see, this is line 4 to 4 and 8 to 8. Okay, so where it is cutting this line, we are going to construct perpendicular to our XY line also. Then where we come across line 4 to 4 and line 8 to 8, here's our 4. Okay, here's our 4. Here's our 4 to 4. And we have 8 to 8. Here it is. Okay, let me also do with 5, 9, and 6. Okay, so 6, 5. No, this is 7, not 9. Okay, so now I'm going to look for 4 and 4. 4 is cutting here. Here it is cutting, and then 8 it is cutting here. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Okay, and then now what am I going to do? I'm going to say where it is cutting also. It is cutting here on line 5 to 5 and line 7 to 7. I take my set squares, I say perpendicular to my XY line. I'm constructing to my top view. Okay, I'm looking for line 7 to 7, which is going to be here. Then from line 5 to 5, and then here I know it's cutting at 0.6. Okay, so now I can join my points that I got here. Okay, so here it is going to be my cutting plane. Okay, then now I can finish this, because coming from this part of my circle is going to be removed. I'm going to be remained with from 3 to T, which is 3 going this side to T, and also coming back to 9. Okay, so this is going to be still my full circle. No, let me use a red one. This one is still going to be my full. So this is now half. Okay, and then this one is not going to be sectioned. Okay, we are only going to section here in our section view. And then we are going to see this line here, which is this one, from 3 to 3. Okay, this line is this one I just created, of 3 to 3. You see, and then we are going to see this solid line here like this, and also here we are going to see. Then remember, this one is going to be in hidden detail lines. You also need to show all construction lines. Okay, then now we are going to use our 45 degree to hatch our. So I'm going to hatch using my yellow marker here. This is how we are hatching our cylinder. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we have to answer our solid geometry question for a cylinder. I hope you guys found this video very, very helpful for you. So if you like this video, please share, and thank you for taking time to watch this video.